Q&A, it's, what is today? October 5th, 2025 here in Pacifica, California, 12 miles south of San Francisco. 5270 degrees Fahrenheit, that is 11 to 21 degrees Celsius. It's been about 3 weeks. Just actually started a new career, work-wise, and things have been getting pretty busy. But this thing just popped up, so I just wanted to document this journey. I'm just setting up 2 brand new tubs. Why am I setting up 2 brand new tubs right now? So basically, it's just a 27 gallon. What is this? I just got this at Costco, I think, or somewhere like 27 gallons. We have here in Pacifica, just not chlorine. Chlorine will gas out after 24 hours, but there's chloramine. So I do use this stuff right here. I actually need to buy more. It says 2 drops for 1 gallon. This is 27, so that's like 60 drops, but right. So I already filled up half, and I put about 30. So I'm going to put another 30. I think that's about 30 drops. The reason why I'm preparing this tub, by the way, I'm going to fill it up to here. This is where I have my water drainage. So if it rains, water goes out, it doesn't catch the Medaka. Again, if it's fry, you got to risk it, but it looks like this. Basically, I just tape up this. This is like a, what do you call this? It's just a repair kit sticker, which I put here for screens, right, for houses. I just stick it over here, drill a hole. It works awesome. It's been perfect. So it's basically just tap water with some dechlor, and I'm going to leave this out here for I think I'm about to get, actually this was completely unplanned, but I'm going to be getting some new Medakas in for the winter. I typically don't advise, or I don't myself bring in new Medakas around this time of the year, because Medaka season is pretty much over. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to create an environment where they could go through the winter if you keep them outdoors. And having them go through the winter does a lot of things. It basically, when it's super hot, they just grow to the max, size-wise, right? But then when you do that, sometimes their internal organs do not keep up with the growth. So what does that mean? They could get big or large, but their reproductive organs have not developed. So you want to kind of keep them in balance, the size of the body and basically the framework, and you want their organs, internal organs, to grow with it at the same rate. So once they come to a certain size, like 2/3 or about an inch, that's about 2.5 centimeters, you want them to be able to breed when you have at least 13 hours of light and you have the water temperatures above 20 degrees Celsius. So you want it to be 60 to 85 plus. In between there, they'll start releasing their hormones. 60 is too low, 60 is 15, so 70 to 85 is ideal. More on the 80 side. If you get them up to like maybe 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 85, that would be ideal. But at the same time, when it's warmer, they move along like a lot. What does that mean? They use up more energies. That requires more food, being the food source available, to make sure that they are able to get themselves energized to live, swim, look for food, because Medakas are stomachache fish. They're constantly eating little phytonutrients that they could find, and of course, all these Medaka foods that we supply, right? And at the same time, their body's developing, and they're trying to produce eggs, sperm, for a healthy offspring. So, I think what's going to have, today is Sunday, right? I think on Wednesday I'm going to get like 2 strains, and I'm just getting these tubs ready. Again, going back, long story short, by the way, man, it's been 3 weeks, so I'm going to be doing another raffle giveaway for all you Medaka Head members. Domo arigato. It's going to be one of these again today. And the last one I had, who was the winner? It was, let me see, Jacob, Lewis, Nielsen, Chrism. Oh, Falcon G-Sun. I haven't heard from you yet, so I know I don't have your address. I still owe you a membership sticker. So DM me at Medaka Metal on Instagram or email me at metalmoment@gmail.com. Give me your address and I'll send you the Keating food. You were the winner of the last raffle. Again, this does not expire. So whenever, a year from now, 2 years from now, just hit me up and then I'll make sure you get something fresh, okay? Because the food does expire. All right, let me just take a real quick sip. So before I do that, and let me just, I'm going to add a couple things in this fresh tub before I begin, but let me just take a real quick sip. This beer goes out to all you Medaka heads, especially the beer fund donors. Jesus Crisco, Rocky's Garage Son, Falcon T Son, Nico's Fish Son, Nicola Son, Mr. Andy O Son, Lauren Marshall Son, and H Son, Fireharp Son, Raylan, I just call him Ray-Ban Son, Mr. Golden Arm Son, JB, Andrew Yang Son, Kinky Kong Son, Tapestry Medaka Son, Joy RE. Let me just stick. Ooh. By the way, I just got back from Nick, so. The Cultured Hulligan Son, Chrism Supernova Son, Niels Hansen Son, Lucas Schultz Son. Man, it's a pretty nice day here in Pacifica today. The beer's going fast. Chrism Supernova Son, Niels Hansen Son, Lucas Schultz Son, Jacob Harley Son, Icky's Aquatic Son, Cameron Kilmer Son, Mr. Ten, some local friend, local bud, Domo arigato. Christian Aquino Son, Oli the Pufferfish Son, King Nino 420, Toking Time, and Lindsay Sang Son, and Nick Arson. Domo arigato. This is, I have this beer because of all you. Oh yeah, let's pop open another one. All right, so how I prepare for a tank, and I know I talked about this, but I don't think since I'm doing this, I figure I hit record. Just take a real quick sip. Oh yeah, that was good. So let me just put that aside. So this is just 27-gallon water with some dechlorinator. We're trying to gas it out as much as possible for about, Wednesday, so I'll get 3 days. I have a tub of, I always have a tub of water hyacinth. They look kind of like not good, but it's because summer's ending. So as summer ends, they start turning yellow. And I'm going to just dump a few that I selected, that I chose. Just to kind of get the ecosystem going. And I figure the rest, the sun will do. The sun is going to do the magic, right? Medaka, again, they are the fish of the sun. You cannot beat the sun. They deliver all these vital nutrients. And they develop all these phytoplanktons and all these microscopic essential elements to the water. They just, you don't see them. You won't see them, but they're in there. So I used to add lava rock in like one of the strainers in each of these tubs. And the reason for doing that was lava rock has a lot of surface area because they have a lot of pores and all that, right? So the more surface area there is, there's more space for the bacteria, the beneficial bacteria to grow. Beneficial bacteria aids in the water quality. It kills the ammonia that is basically poison for the medakas or any type of fish, any type of aquatic fish, right? So I used to do that. I stopped just because simple is best, and I just stopped using it, and then I didn't see any ill effects. I'm like, all right, that's cool. One less thing to do. So again, water. I just put some life in there, water hyacinth, and it's just going to sit for a few days. So I guess, long story short, that is, I just got a new guitar yesterday. I had it custom painted by Triple X Guitars, and with the new career, it's been kicking my butt. I guess just getting acquainted to the position, and it's not the musical instrument industry per se, but it's within the live entertainment industry. So hopefully it'll be awesome. And yeah, so that's kind of like what I've been up to. So right now, all I have my OG tubs behind me. They're probably 2 to 3 years, 2 to 3 years old. They're my pets. I keep them forever. Over here, I had the larger sized, what I call the Medaka Riffs. They're basically Midnight Frill crossed by Red Cliffs that I imported about 3 years ago from Sakura Medaka. He's a dude in Japan. It's pretty awesome being able to import like the first of those lineages here to the U.S. So I have the larger ones over here. You can't see because they're scattered around. Actually, I should just. And this one over here basically has the OGs. They were the ones I was collecting eggs. They're old, and they are retired. Over here in a little 21. What is this? 21 liter, 22 liter, 22 liter MV box. I have some of the smaller ones from the same batch. And the reason why I have these smaller ones in this small batch is that, yeah, space will allow them to grow. But what I have found is like, see, this is small and shallow. The temperature of this water is a few degrees higher than the larger one. And to me, I think heat helps them more. Obviously, you can't overpopulate this, but then the size of the tub, if I had 10 and 10 in there, I think because of the temperature being higher, they grow quicker. And the reason why I want them to grow is they're too small for me to comfortably say that they're going to survive over the winter seasons. And I want them to get up to about, let me see if this is going to be easy. I might completely fail. Let's see. Oh yeah. Do you see these babies over here? They're about like, again, you don't count the tail, but to the tip of the nose to the end of the tail, the end of the, where the tail begins, they're about 2.5 inches long. At this size, I'm comfortable saying that they will make it through the winter. So this is a goal, right? Trying to get them to this size. So hopefully the medakas that I'm going to get on Wednesday are about this size, or at least around this size. So I have a better chance of keeping them over the winter over here. And that's the whole plan. Something new that I'm doing, bringing in medakas from the outside. The last time I brought in medakas from the outside was probably 4 or 5 years ago. From domestically. From Japan, I imported, what was that, 2 years ago? But this will be the first time for me to actually purchase from a U.S. domestic company. And I just want to see, hey, are they going to be coolio over here? I know it's coming from North Carolina, I think, so they freeze, man. So It should be okay, but these Medakas that I'm getting, they've never gone through the winter. They call it Fuyugoshi. What does that mean? Fuyugoshi means you spend the winter. You have experience going through the winter outdoors in your climate. So I'm going to check them out, and hopefully they do well in this Pacifica environment. But it's going to be exciting because I don't think I'm going to do indoors. I don't know. Tell me if you're going to be doing them indoors this winter. I typically do, but I think this year I just want to start taking everything outside because that's where they belong. And again, the side view is important, of course, but you could always see that. You could always check out the side view when you scoop them up, which I'm not going to be able to do right now because I suck. But you just scoop them up and just observe them, which is really important when you're selectively breeding them for the next generation. But since right now, my focus is on just getting these guys over the winter, getting them to size so they could get to the size where they could survive during the winter. It's not about the shape or anything. It's more about, let's see spring. It's like opening a box of treasure. Let's see which one is gonna make it through. The strong genes will make it through, because even if they look beautiful, if they're not strong, if they're not gonna survive, the DNA is weak, and those you don't want to keep as your breeders, right? You don't want to sell them because they're weak. They just become your forever pets. So again, right now the focus is trying to get these babies to size where you feel that they're completely going to be okay surviving. Again, it's not just the size. It has a lot to do with their lineage. A lot of these newer fancy Medakas, they're weak. Why do I say they're weak? They were developed indoors in a controlled environment with a heater, and they were pampered with. So now when you introduce them to new temperatures or climates or water parameters, a lot of them do not do well. And that's the experience I have. Like when I just kept Miyukis, oh man, like Miyukis and Yozakuras, they just they were solid. They were solid. And it was almost like it was too easy to keep them. But again, the beauty of this whole Medaka journey is that with the different lineage, the different breeds, the different breeders you get these fishes from, because of the way they were brought up throughout generations, they react differently to temperature or climate fluctuations. So it's not every year you just get these Medakas and are just producing for you. And of course, you're going to look for the great structured ones, well balanced, and all that. But even with the same Medakas, every year is going to be different. Like for me, this year was like after the raccoon attack, exactly about a year ago, I lost a lot of my main parents. So I kind of was left with what I had left. And I actually struggled. I was like, man, I just can't get these guys to produce, or their offsprings are weak. I had a lot of fry, but most of them didn't make it. Why? Well, different lineage, and it was a great experience because not all Medakas are equal. It's not just the lineage or the type, but it's actually how that lineage was brought up or developed in the original owner breeder's hand. So, before I get to the raffle, the other thing is, really, when you are breeding, make sure your number one priority. It's not beauty. It's how strong they are. Because once they are out of your pad, regardless of how well they are doing in your condition, when you do pass them on to your fellow Medaka heads, you want to make sure that they are able to survive in their condition, in their environment. That's really important. It's important because regardless of how they look on the day you purchase them, or your client, if they're not going to produce, if they're weak, it's not a good experience, right? So try to produce what is strong first before any of the beauty. Look at this fin. And again, longer fins, they live short, they have a shorter lifespan. And the reason being, they have to move their body so much because they have all that long fin, right? Water resistance. So they're using up more energy. They need to eat. They're using up more energy. And therefore, their lifespan gets shorter. A lot of long fins, if they develop too fast, their fins get in a way when they are courting, meaning they have a hard time really directing the sperm where they want to. And yeah, the female could have eggs, but it's just not going to be vital, right? The sperm's never going to be able to penetrate the egg. So there's a lot of things to think about when you are choosing Medaka varieties and when you are keeping them and trying to share them with your buddies or the world or your client. Okay, just like really nothing thought up. I tend to ramble a lot, and there's nothing really to show right now. But I will, when I do receive the new 2 lineages this week, I think on Wednesday, I'll do an opening. I've never done that since I started recording this. I don't think yeah, I did with Sakura Medaka, but aside from that, nothing like a here's an opening. What do they call those in this industry? It's called the unboxing. The unboxing of the Medaka. But yeah, I think I will be doing the unboxing of the Medaka on Wednesday, I think. So just getting these tubs ready. And let me just do the raffle real quick. Oh boy. All right. So it's simple. The way this works is here's a list of the members. There's 2 tiers. Become a Medaka head, and then there's a beer fund. You're all important. The difference is the beer fund donors get 2 tickets when we do the raffle, and become a Medaka head, it's 1 ticket of each. So you kind of you don't double the chance if you do the math. It doesn't double, but at least you have 2 tickets in there. That's what it is. So, all right. Let me just do this real quick. All right, this one right here. Who is this? All right, so this one goes, ooh boy. I know Rocky's garage, son, because, yeah, I think I sent a bunch of Gex when I was selling Gex last year. Rocky's garage, son, beer fund member. And so I'll be sending this your way. I think I have your address, so this will be in the mail. I'll shoot it out this week sometime. But you'll definitely get this. This is Hikari Medaka no Chigyo Hyper sake. This is for the growing Medaka. So for these little babies over here that you don't see because they're not cooperating. But the ones that you want to really get the size before you're heading into winter. So these are the juvenile. They're past the fry. They're not young adults yet. They're in between stage. So this is perfect for that. So check it out. It is a staple in Japan. So I don't think they're available in the U.S. Meaning I know they're not available, but doesn't expire till 2027. So you have plenty of time to use this. So all right, domo arigatou. we'll do it again next time. Uh, Actually, on Wednesday we'll do it again. So Rocky's grandson, domo arigato. You guys are awesome, and all you Medaka Head members really appreciate it. If you want to become a Medaka Head, I've just told that, like, instead of going on the YouTube via your computer browser, now you could join the member ship through. If you have an iPhone or iOS or iPad, I think there's a direct button, because before it didn't exist, and like people are like, how do I join? I go, well, it kind of sucks, because you got to be in browser mode. You can't be in the YouTube app if you're on your smartphone device. So I know for the iPhone, iOS, or iPad, there is a join button. So if you're interested, check it out. If you become a member, putting this back in, Rocky's grandson, you get these ugly stickers. This certifies that you are a certified Medaka Head. This is version 1, version 2. I still have some version 1, so I'll be sending out both of these. These are friends of mine, random, but so that's what you get as a member. And I should be doing more members-only content, which is part of the deal for all you Medaka Heads, and I will try to do more. I will make an effort, but it's been a while, and domo arigato for sticking around, hanging out, and the whole purpose is this hobby, man. It helps to soothe the stress of everyday life away. And that's the reason why I do this. And if you get into this hobby, it's pretty lovely. It's pretty awesome. And hopefully you'll get hooked. And maybe you'll get hooked. Maybe you won't, but I got hooked. I don't know, was it like maybe 6 years ago? I really got hooked. When I was a kid living in Tokyo back in the 70s, I had Medaka, but the Medaka was not the Medaka that we see here today. So hopefully all you Medaka Heads are enjoying the journey as well. And never be afraid, because after all this, all I have right now this year is I have the retired in the back. I've only a handful here, and I have a handful over here. That's it. But it's okay. This year was an experience for sure, with these new lineages, outdoors. You get raccoons, you get all these predators, but that's part of it. So, all right, so we'll do it again next time. I know I'm rambling on. It's the beer talking. So, domo arigato, Medaka Metal style. At Medaka Metal is where I can be found on Instagram. DM me there. If you don't have Instagram, just email me at metalmoment@gmail.com, and I will make sure I respond, and I will respond to every single comment, every single anything. So, again, domo arigato again. Oh boy, that was a good one. All right, domo arigato. Outs. Medaka Metal outs.